For 40 years, she didn't have a name. She wasn't listed as missing. She wasn't reported stolen. She wasn't searched for. She existed only as evidence. A child, sealed inside a rusted metal barrel, hidden in the woods of New Hampshire. And when the truth finally surfaced, it revealed something worse than a stranger. The man who put her there was her father. This is the story of the middle child of Bear Brook, and how in September of 2025, a girl erased from history finally got her name back. Bear Brook State Park spans more than 10,000 acres of forest just outside Concord, New Hampshire. It's a place of trails, streams, quiet. In November of 1985, a hunter stepped off the path, not far, just far enough. What he found was a 55-gallon metal drum, weathered, rusting, out of place. Inside were two bodies, an adult woman and a young girl. The condition of the remains suggested they had been there for years. No identification, no personal effects, no missing persons reports that matched. Investigators were left with nothing but questions. The victims were buried in New Hampshire under simple markers. Numbers, instead of names. 15 years passed. The case grew cold. Leads dried up. Detectives retired. Then in May of 2000, a second barrel was discovered. It was only a few hundred yards from the first. Inside were the remains of two more children, both female, both young. This changed everything. The odds of coincidence disappeared. Investigators now believed Bear Brook was not a crime scene. It was a dumping ground. 4 victims, 2 barrels, 1 unknown killer. The murders were estimated to have occurred between the late 1970s and early 1980s. Still, no names. For years, all 4 victims were known only by descriptions: the adult woman, the older child, the younger child, and the one in between. The third victim became known by a label that sounded almost harmless: the middle child. She was estimated to be between 2 and 4 years old. She showed no signs of having lived in poverty, no signs of long-term illness. But there was something deeply unsettling. No one had ever reported her missing. No school records, no medical files, no photographs. It was as if she had never existed. As forensic science advanced, investigators began revisiting old suspects. One name kept resurfacing: Terry Rasmussen, a man with a history of violence, a man who used multiple aliases, a man who moved constantly. Rasmussen was known to abandon identities and families without warning. Several women connected to him disappeared. Children in his care were never accounted for. By the early 2000s, investigators strongly suspected that Rasmussen was connected to Bear Brook. But suspicion wasn't proof. Rasmussen died in prison in 2010, convicted in an unrelated case. The truth once again seemed buried with him. Then came the science. Advances in mitochondrial DNA and later genetic genealogy changed what was possible. In 2017, the adult woman was identified as Marlice Honeychurch. Soon after, 2 of the children were identified. Marie Vaughan, the oldest Sarah McWatters, the youngest, all were connected to Terry Rasmussen. But one child remained unidentified: the middle child. Investigators now believed she was Rasmussen's biological daughter. They just couldn't prove it. Yet, in September of 2025, decades of waiting ended. Using advanced genetic genealogy, assisted by AI-based family reconstruction, investigators finally confirmed her identity. The middle child had a name: Rea Rasmussen. She was Terry Rasmussen's biological daughter. She had lived for only a few short years before being murdered by the man who brought her into the world. No records of her birth were ever filed under her real name. She had been hidden long before she was killed. Rea Rasmussen wasn't overlooked. She was erased. This case exposed how easily children can disappear when the person responsible for them is the one hiding the crime. It also reshaped cold case investigation. showing that even decades later, identity can still be recovered. Technology did what time could not. It gave a child her name back. After 40 years, the girl in the barrel finally has a name. Not Jane Doe, not the middle child, Rea Rasmussen. This channel exists to tell stories like hers, the ones delayed by time, buried by silence, and uncovered by persistence. This was Bear Brook, and this was our beginning.